Chapter 2 of The Mandalorian is out in the wild. After all the hype surrounding the first episode, does the second episode deliver the goods? Keep watching to find out more.
Hello, what have we here?
Hello there, welcome back to the channel where we love to talk about Star Wars rumors. So here we are again, talking about The Mandalorian. Unless you like spoilers, now would be a good time to leave. But please come back after you've seen episode 2 and let me know what you think about it. Before we get into this, let me know in the comments if you think the Mandalorian will turn in his bounty of the baby Yoda creature or not. My heart is telling me no, but either way it will be a character-defining moment when he makes whatever choice he does. Let's get the negative things out of the way. First, the second chapter is shorter than the first chapter, and the 30-minute runtime went by way too fast. The only other complaint I have is that I had no idea what planet the second half of Chapter 1 and all of Chapter 2 takes place on. At first I thought it was Tatooine. There's a lot of similar elements and landscapes, plus we see the Jawas and their sandcrawler, but we don't see any twin suns. After a quick search online though, the Star Wars databank says the planet or moon is called Avala 7. Also, if you have any friends called Andre, don't read their messages until after you've seen each chapter of The Mandalorian. These are just very slight annoyances though, and don't take away any enjoyment from watching the show. Okay, so the first episode starts off with my favourite scene so far. The Mandalorian is walking back to his ship with the baby Yoda creature in tow. He gets jumped by some Trandoshans and takes them all on in a hand-to-hand combat sequence. And we see his rifle at full force as he disintegrates the last one. As a dad, I've had similar fantasies to this scene. I'm just out taking my kid for a walk, get jumped by some bad guys while I become my child's hero, removing all the dangerous threats. Telling them not to let their mother know about this as we complete our journey home. You dads who are Star Wars fans out there know exactly what I mean. A few scenes later, we see my new favourite sequence. Some Jawas have dismantled parts from the Mandalorian ship and are loading them into a sandcrawler. I thought there's no way this will turn into a gunfight. The Mandalorian will just go down there and will sort it all out and no Jawas will get hurt. When he started lining up his first shot, I really thought he'd just shoot the part out of the Jawa's hand to scare them or make them dump all the parts before running. I was so wrong. Jawas are being disintegrated left, right and center, and we get into an awesome chase scene. I'd seen lots of people reviewing the first episode saying that this series had a western vibe to it, and in this scene it really stands out. It's like a cowboy chasing down a horse and cart, but on a larger scale. And we now see another side to the Jawas. I had no idea they were so savage. It's like they're distant relatives of the Ewoks. After being left for dead by the Jawas, the Mandalorian heads back to the vapor farm owned by Ugnaught Kyle. I hope I pronounced that right. Kyle helps the Mandalorian get back to the Jawas and their sandcrawler so he can negotiate a deal with them to get his parts back. He has to go into a cave to retrieve an egg and then gets attacked by one of the egg's parents. Just before he's about to be killed, the baby Yoda creature uses the Force to help the Mandalorian get the upper hand in the battle. The Mandalorian takes the egg back to the Jawas and they have a feast on it. This is one of the strangest scenes I've seen in anything related to Star Wars. I love that we got to see more of the Jawas and the interior of their sandcrawler. They were the first non-human creatures we saw in Star Wars, so it was great they got featured in such a big chunk of this episode. I really hope this isn't the last we see of them. With the parts back in his possession, the Mandalorian heads back to his ship and with the help of Kyle, puts it all back together. Kyle is offered a paying job to be the Mandalorian sidekick, but Kyle turns it down. The Mandalorian and baby Yoda creature leave on good terms with Kyle. Again, it was sad to see the strangest trio in any Star Wars story disbanding. Like the Jawas, I hope this isn't the last time we see Kyle. This was a very satisfying episode. The pace was a bit slower than the first one, and it was easier to take things in. We got more Star Wars nostalgia fixes, and I am excited to see what other creatures, aliens, and planets we will see in this series that already exist. So far, it's been a perfect culmination of old and new. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Don't leave without letting me know if you think the Mandalorian will turn his bounty in or not. See you in the comments. And if you're new here, please subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest Star Wars rumors. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And remember, it doesn't matter what galaxy you're in, Jesus is Lord.